Welcome to Megamind. I am Monica.
And I am David.
A quick reminder, please give us a like, hit the bell, and subscribe to our channel. Thank you for being here and supporting us. Today, we're curling up with a cozy cup of life talk. Think of this as a living room chat about mending without making a mess, choosing small steps that actually stick, and building the sort of gentle strength that doesn't need to shout.
I've brought metaphorical biscuits. Also actual biscuits, but the packet is suspiciously empty. Anyway, we're exploring how you can repair what hurts inside without swinging elbows at the people you love. That idea alone changed my week. I had a moment where I nearly snapped at a friend for being late. I took 3 slow breaths instead and asked myself what I actually needed. Answer? I needed to feel that my time was respected. So I said, can we start on time next catch-up? Boom. No drama, friendship intact, and I still got a biscuit.
10 points and a biscuit crumb for you. This is the core promise. If something in me is aching, I will not turn it into a weapon. It sounds soft, but it's ninja-level precise. You stop spilling your feelings across the room and bring them home where the real work lives.
I love that you called it ninja level. Quiet power, not passive. It's choosing to be skillful, like swapping a sledgehammer for a tiny screwdriver that actually fits the screw.
And we start within. Self-love isn't a spa day every month. It's the daily maintenance that stops your engine from rattling. A 2-minute ritual. Stretch after your shower. 3 lines in a journal. A glass of water before coffee. Tiny acts that whisper, I'm on my own side.
My 2-minute ritual is a shoulder roll and a ridiculous little victory dance while the kettle boils. Don't picture it. It's not majestic, but it signals to my brain that I'm alive, grateful, and not racing.
Now, before we sail too far, let's touch this beautifully unglamorous truth. Most change is arithmetic, not fireworks. 10-minute choices, repeated, shape your climate. You're not responsible for every storm that blows in, but you are responsible for the coat you keep by the door.
That line sticks to my ribs. I tried a week-long tally of 10-minute choices, restorative, neutral, or draining. Spoiler, my phone persuaded me to adopt more draining moments than I'd noticed. So I nudged the ratio 1 notch toward restorative. 1 notch, not a personality transplant. It worked.
Speaking of phones, let's go there. Guard your attention. The world is designed to nibble it away in tiny crumbs. This isn't anti-tech, it's pro-intention. You decide when to scroll, not the buzzing rectangle.
I ran an attention audit. I found I mindlessly reached for my phone at lunch. I swapped it for 5 minutes of sitting outside, weather permitting, staring at the epic saga of clouds. Honestly, it shifted my whole afternoon. Less jitter, more clarity. Also, I learned the pigeons have a daily staff meeting on the fence.
Pigeons are very organized. It's the Blazers. Let's talk worth. Not everyone will see you clearly. Sometimes people carry foggy lenses polished by their own history. They'll read your quiet as cold or your excitement as threat. You don't need to defend your soul to every misunderstanding. Find the right eyes. Even better, become your own right eyes.
Practically, that looks like writing a tricky moment in third person, as if it were a short scene. Describe your intentions with generosity. Then read it back and recognize the person you are. I tried this after a work chat went sideways. I realized I wasn't defensive. I was trying to protect clarity. Different story. Less self-blame. More next steps.
And sometimes the next step is to walk away. Leaving doesn't always mean failure. You wouldn't keep rowing in a no-fishing zone. Loyalty to your own life can sound like a soft click of a door that needed closing.
Leaving well, though, is an art. Name what's misaligned, own your piece, thank the stretch that season gave you, and turn the boat. I left a side project that looked brilliant on paper but siphoned my energy. After a few weeks, my sleep improved and my sense of humor returned, which the world missed terribly.
We all did. Now, joy. Joy before perfection. Life is textured. A chipped mug can still hold warm tea. Don't wait for every star to line up before you smile. Plant 3 small delights into your day. Intentionally. Music while chopping vegetables. A message to someone you love. 5 unhurried minutes watching the sky change. Schedule them like you would a meeting. Protect them.
My 2 delights today, swapping funny voice notes with mates, playing a track from school days, and trying to make the perfect cup of tea like a laboratory experiment. Temperature, steep time, you know the drill. The joy is not that it's perfect, it's that it's mine.
Shall we share a framework that braids the whole thing into a month? Week 1 is repair without harm. 3 breaths before you speak when you're upset, 1 warm action toward yourself each morning, a 10-minute choice tally each evening. Remember to share and subscribe. Thank you.
Week 2 is choose and protect. A daily 15-minute action on 1 meaningful project, the attention audit with 1 replacement habit, 2 boundary statements shared with a friend so they can cheer you on.
Week 3 is release and receive. 1 goodbye letter to a fading season, 1 firm step away from a draining commitment, 3 deliberate delights scheduled each day.
Week 4 is belong and believe. 2 hours with your best companions, devices away. a ledger of loss on one side and room made for on the other, and a visible list of your recovery milestones. You'll be different each time you loop the cycle, which is exactly the point.
I can hear someone asking, what if I can't leave the situation that hurts me yet? Then step away for an hour, for the length of a chapter, for a walk around the block. Create pockets of safe air to remember who you are. Build your plan. Dates and numbers help, but even a simple sequence of steps will do. Small exits are rehearsals for the larger one.
And what if self-love feels selfish? Try calling it self-maintenance or self-respect. Ask your people whether they'd rather have the burnt-out version of you or the present version of you. It's obvious when you say it out loud.
Another question that haunts many of us, persevere or walk away? Listen for the difference between healthy tiredness and soul fatigue. One shrinks after rest, the other sits on your chest even after a full weekend. If you're stuck, ask 3 wise, in-related people and average their counsel.
Quick story time. I know someone who noticed every argument started when they were hungry and overstimulated after work. They ate something simple before talking through big topics. Fights reduced dramatically. Nothing mystical, just care applied in the right place.
I know someone else who switched their phone to grayscale during exams. Grades rose, mood lifted. Color is a tool, and you decide when to use it. Another friend group started a monthly dinner with devices off. Awkward at first. By the 3rd meeting, laughter returned that they didn't know they'd lost.
Momentum is a teacher too. Motion creates clarity. The magic you think you're waiting for often sits behind one small action repeated. You don't have to feel brave to act brave. Repetition trains your body to recognize itself as capable.
On boundaries, think of them as frames, not walls. Some windows show gorgeous views, yet let in a cold that makes you ill. Close them. Choose the windows that let in healthy light. Try writing 3 boundary statements starting with, I allow and I do not allow. For example, I allow feedback that is specific and kind. I do not allow insults dressed as honesty.
Share one with a trusted person. It's easier to keep promises in public. Also, choose companions by how you feel after spending time with them. Map your circle into 3 rings: inner, middle, outer. No banishment needed. Just invest where you breathe easier and grow taller.
And here's a soft chapter many of us avoid. Fading. Not everything ends with fireworks or a final speech. Some stories go quiet. A dream that fit an older version of you relaxes its grip. Write a thank you letter. Let the letter be your closure. Then watch what brightens in the space that appears.
Loss empties a room. Renewal rearranges the furniture. Both live in the same house. Grieve properly. Then notice how your hands become free to hold something truer, if not bigger. I made a ledger with losses on one side and what they made room for on the other. It didn't erase the ache. It did teach me to spot the pattern of renewal running through the noise.
I want to circle back to attention because it affects everything. When you protect your focus, you protect your sense of self. Try 3 simple rules that fit your life. Maybe no phones at the table, socials off the home screen, and one day each week where the online world serves your plan rather than hijacks it. Replace the empty feed with textured inputs, music, books, long walks, slow dinners, eyes meeting eyes.
Also, forgiveness for when you fall off the plan. Healing isn't a staircase, it's a spiral. You'll revisit familiar lessons at higher levels. The vow not to harm becomes a craft. Self-respect matures into self-trust. Choices calcify into character. Letting go makes room for better fits. You learn your value even when others don't recognize it. That's the long view.
We promised more playful tangents, so here's one. What's a ridiculously small delight that costs nothing and makes your day 12% brighter?
Opening a fresh jar of peanut butter and making that first smooth canyon with the knife. Also, the first sip of tea when it's properly hot. Also, perfectly aligned socks. I know, I'm a poet.
Aligned socks are a moral victory. For me, it's catching the exact moment the sky changes color in the evening. 3 minutes of free cinema. Also, the quiet joy of unmatched mugs that don't match on purpose.
Another tangent. What's one boundary that sounded terrifying until you tried it?
Declining invitations that flatter the ego but starve the soul. The first few times felt like social heresy. Then I realized I'd bought myself energy to say yes where it matters. What about you?
Asking for time to think before responding. Instead of giving fast answers, I started saying, I'll get back to you after I've looked properly. Everyone survived. The answers improved.
Let's sneak in a micro challenge for anyone listening. Pick one meaningful project. Define the tiniest daily action that moves it forward in 15 minutes or less. Track 7 days. After each block of 7, review and adjust. Training, not testing.
And for the heart, plant 3 delights tomorrow. Put them in your calendar with the same seriousness you'd give to an appointment. If anyone asks, say it's an energy investment. Because it is.
While we're here, let's talk about companions again. Wise friends are armor you can laugh in. They'll remind you who you are when you forget. Choose by the peace you feel around them. Do you perform or do you relax? Do they clap for your boundaries? Do they get curious when you grow?
Mini story. A mate of mine started keeping track of tiny wins he could share with his closest people. Not bragging, a small ledger of gladness. It strengthened the friendships because everyone had new reasons to celebrate each other. It felt like watering a garden instead of hoping for rain.
That's part of the quiet art of mending. You don't bully a seed into blooming, you give it sunlight and water, then you wait. Time does a lot of the healing while you sleep. Help it along. Keep the cut clean. Don't pick the scab with rumination and self-reproach. Feed yourself well. Ask for support. Respect the season you are in. Remember to share and subscribe. Thank you.
It's worth saying out loud, you don't need a perfect life to live a good one. You need a few vows, repeated. Repair without harming. Begin within. Choose with care. Let go when it's time. Believe you are art in the right eyes, including your own. Protect your attention from hungry machines. Accept fading with grace. Close the cold window even if the view is beautiful. Walk with good companions. Give time a chance to do what only time can do.
If that feels like a lot, choose one thread and pull gently. Maybe it's 3 breaths before you speak when upset. Maybe it's a glass of water before coffee. Maybe it's taking your phone out of the bedroom. Small is honest. Small is repeatable. Small becomes identity when you keep showing up.
Quick check-in with our listeners. If you're on a personal growth challenge or a finance reset or you've got an upcoming milestone you care about, jot it down, put it somewhere visible, then break it into pieces you can actually carry. This is not about prediction. It's about preparation with kindness.
I want to offer a little blessing for the practical among us. May your words be softer than your frustration. May your routines be kinder than your moods. May your choices be small enough to repeat and big enough to matter. May you remember your worth isn't a vote. May you find the bravery to leave rooms that make you smaller. May ordinary joy arrive before you think you've earned it. May your past become a teacher you think and release. May what you lose return truer. May you keep pedaling when the hill is long. May your attention be yours. May you accept the fade when final chapters refuse to appear. May you close beautiful windows that let in cold. May you travel with people who clap when you grow. May time be allowed to do its quiet work.
I feel like knitting after that, or at least reorganizing my desk. I'll start with the drawer that jingles like a pirate's chest because of all the random screws.
Please film a before and after. The world needs this redemption arc. Before we glide toward the wrap, let's drop our midpoint reminder in case someone just joined.
All right, final swirl of tangents before we land. What's one silly argument you've had that turned into a useful lesson?
Whether the kettle or the tap should be filled first when you're multitasking. Absurd! But the lesson was actually about pace. I was racing through tiny moments and missing the pleasure. Now, I choose one thing at a time, when possible. The tea tastes better, the evening feels longer.
Mine was about how to fold towels. I like them rolled like a spa. My friend likes them folded flat like a hotel. We compromised by laughing at ourselves and agreeing that the actual win was a tidy shelf. Lesson, look for the shared value under the preference. Most conflicts are two values trying to keep the house warm using different blankets.
That's a keeper. Another random memory lane for you. I once kept a tiny plant alive on a windowsill that got very little sunlight. The trick was rotating it a quarter turn every few days. It leaned toward whatever light it had. That became my metaphor for the week. If life gives you a sliver of sun, rotate toward it.
I'll add my train platform philosophy. I used to stand in the crush near the main staircase. One day I walked 12 steps further down and found space and calm. 12 steps changed the whole commute. Sometimes relief is a modest shuffle away from where everyone automatically stands.
Gentle strength is made of these ordinary moves. None of them require a perfect personality or an Instagrammable morning routine. They require attention, kindness, and the courage to choose small improvements without whining that they're small.
If you want homework, here it is. 1 boundary statement. 1 delight scheduled. 1 15-minute action on your meaningful project. 1 attention rule you'll keep. 1 friend you'll invite for a walk with devices away. That's 5. Pick 3 if 5 feels like a lot. And tell us how it goes next time.
We'll be right here cheering you on, armed with mugs, clouds, and the occasional pigeon in a blazer.
Before we head out, quick recap. Repair without harming. Begin within. Small choices add up. Find the right eyes, especially your own. Walk away when staying shrinks your soul. Joy now, not later. Learn the lesson, drop the luggage. Trust the cycle of loss and renewal. Move to make clarity. Guard your attention like a precious resource. Honor the fade. Frame life with boundaries as an act of beauty. Choose companions who help you breathe. Let time do its quiet work.
And if you falter tomorrow, you haven't failed. You've just stepped off the path for a moment. Step back on. The work is gentle. The work is steady. The work is yours.
Which is our favorite kind of work. The kind that builds a life you can actually live in, not a showroom you're scared to touch.
Thank you for sharing this time with us. We love hearing your stories. Tell us your tiny rituals, your boundary wins, your attention rules that actually stick, and your 3 delights. Lift each other up in the comments. It's a community garden. Bring your seeds.
Also, critical scientific poll for next time. Do unmatched mugs spark joy or chaos in your kitchen? I'm Team Joy.
I'm Team Curated Chaos. Put your vote in the comments. And if you try that 7-day chain on your project, tell us what the project is. Sometimes saying it out loud makes it real.
You've been brilliant. Keep your attention yours, your boundaries kind, and your delights plentiful.
Drop your comments below and subscribe to our channel. David and Monica are personas we use to make our content more engaging and relatable. We're not affiliated with any organization or product mentioned. Our discussions are just for inspiration and entertainment, not professional advice. Always think for yourself, take what works for you, and make your own decisions. See you next time.